Yeah. Hey, what's up? We're back for the third time today, and we're going to talk about a poem that Paul Blackburn. I had to look back and see if I already talked about him, but I guess not. But I do have a poem in this book called Blackburn Songs, and that means that's talking about Paul Blackburn, who was best known as a Black Mountain poet because of his role as contributing editor and distributor of Black Mountain Review and his inclusion with the group in Donald Allen's influential New American Poetry 1960. Although many of Blackburn's concerns were formal innovations were shared by faculty members at Black Mountain Colleges Creeley and Olson. We already did Robert Creeley. The label does not illuminate some of Blackburn's more characteristic roles. In addition to being a fine lyric poet, Blackburn was also one of America's foremost translators of Provençal troubadours. Yeah, he was a translator, and he was key organizer in readings by Beats and other poets in New York in the late '50s. So he was born. Yeah, well, I think he was, but he's another person that died early, died in the early '70s. So he's born in the maybe 26 and then died in 70 71. So same age as the Beats and Creeley, but and died early. So let's read some of this poetry. I mean, I was like looking at this poem, and it seemed I kind of see the influence, although I haven't read them for a while, for over many years. The stuff I was writing, some of the stuff in Genghis Khan's Daughter that I wrote, and so you make the comparison. This is a poem called Brooklyn Narcissist by Paul Blackburn. Straight rye whiskey, 100 proof. You need a better friend? Yes, myself. The lights, the lonely, lovely fucking lights, and the bridge on a rainy Tuesday night. Blue green double stars, the line that is the drive on the dark, alive, gleaming river, Christmas trees of tug, scream, and struggle, midnight, drops on a train window, wobble, stream. My trouble is, it is her fate to never learn to make anything grow, be born, or stay, harbor beginnings in that other gleam. The train is full of long way home and holding lovers whose flesh I would exchange for mine. The rain, RF, sweeps the river as the bridges sweep. Nemesis is thumping down the line, but I have promises to keep, and local stops before I sleep, and local stops before I sleep. The creeping train joggles, rock across, I hear the waves below lap against the piles, a pier from which ships go to Mexico. A sign read, Pese a mio Dio, oil. The flowers died when you went away. The Manhattan Bridge, a bridge between we state, one life and the next. We state is better so, is no black water flows between us, is our span, our bridge, our naked eyes, open here, see, bridging whatever impossibility. Pace, oh mio Dio, oil, the flowers died. Of course they did. Not that I was a green thing in the house. I was once, no matter the clatter of cars over the span, the track of spur, the rusty dead pan, and the space of grease. We enter the tunnel. The dirty windows gives me back my face. So I guess if you're not seeing it on the page, like Paul Blackburn, I mean, there's some kind of verticalness in his poetry, and then there's the kind of like a lot of the Black Mountain. There's sort of language field kind of thing. So it's like a visual poetry going on here. So let's see if we can get another one here that's kind of short. Or I mean, let's see. So, okay, so he has a poem about about baseball. So let's go to that one because that's pretty short. Okay, so this is called Seventh Game 60s 1960 series for Joel. Guess it might be Joel Oppenheim. I guess I don't know. Who knows? Nice day, sweet October afternoon. Men walk the sunshot avenues, second, third, eyes intent elsewhere, ears communing with transistors and shirt pockets. Bars are full, quiet discussion during commercials only. Pirates lead New York 4-1, top of the sixth. Two Yankees on base, one man out. What a nice day for all this. Handsome women, even dreamy jailbait, walk nearly neglected. Men's eyes are blank. Through thoughts are all in Pittsburgh. Last half of the ninth, the score tied 9-all. Mazeroski leads off for the Pirates. The second pitch, he simply, sweetly, crack, belts it clean over the left field wall. Block of afternoon, acres of afternoon, Pennsylvania Turnpike of afternoon. One diamond stretched out in the sun, the third base line. And what men come down it, come down it. Third base line and what men come down it. The final score 10-9. Yankees come home. So, yeah, this is from the selected poems of Paul Blackburn. That's like the most known Perseid books, 1989. I think that's the one I had or still have. And so that's kind of funny that he wrote a poem about Bill Mazeroski. So, because isn't that uh, part of the Don DeLillo book? Is that the un, isn't the Don DeLillo book featured that like I guess it's about the 51 the 51 Giants. But but yeah, I like baseball poetry. I refer to baseball a lot in my poetry. Jack Spicer has a lot of baseball and poetry. Gilbert Sorrentino has a lot. I kind of think of when I was talking about Frank O'Hara, he mentioned Leroy. That was obviously Leroy Jones or Amiri Baraka. And Paul Blackburn, I always kind of associate with Gilbert Sorrentino and Jack Spicer, so like somewhere. And I guess it's the Black Mountain thing too. But yeah, he's writing about the Mazersky home run, and I have a poem in my book, the anthology body, about Mickey Mantle hitting a home run and baseball predictions, and but I like how he. I mean, I do this in a lot of my poetry. It's like because like instead of like being a confessional poet or writing about your feelings, you're just kind of presenting the reader with a reality, like walking around the Bronx or wherever. I don't know who the. I didn't go back to it, but was it the Pirates against the Yankees? I don't know. The Yankees were in the playoffs a lot back in those days, so and like just kind of like I mean, a lot of the poetry I'm working on writing lately is very I take a lot of notes, and it's like notes of things that I'm observing, and I kind of use them in a poem. Even though this new book I'm writing about is Marcel Proust and Marcel Duchamp and David Bowie and whatever, and other things. I'm writing about myself and things that I see, and kind of combine them. So I see that in his poetry. He's not really a confessional poet. He's not. I mean, you don't really know more about Paul Blackburn or who he was by reading his poetry, but it's he leaves a lot out, and yeah, and there's a visual. He's kind of like words, lines are kind of like all over the place, and sometimes there's unexpected words. That's why I have some difficulty reading it, possibly. Okay, so we're and 9 minutes. So yeah, Paul Blackburn. Yeah, I mean, it's like so. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, again, okay. So I am reading Thomas Mann, The Magic Mountain. I think that's an important 20th century book. It came out 100 years ago. There's unfortunately there was like a Thomas Mann house. They had like a great meeting and people talking about the book. So Thomas Mann, I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, but uh, as far as books, Vladimir Nabokov, William Faulkner, Malcolm Lowry, Joseph Conrad. I put a list in the thing there. What's that called? So if you go to my page, it's called Community. So you go to Community, and I have a poll. Um, right. And so far, Vladimir Nabokov is winning the poll. So definitely vote in the poll. It's been going for 3 weeks. I did start with, so I'm starting to get a bunch of mail. Okay, so that's it for this week. I'll probably be doing Thomas Mann. It's the 4th chapter. It's 100 pages, probably on Thursday or Friday. Okay, we'll see you then.